Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. Interleague Baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Seattle Mariners and the Chicago Cubs. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. Just about ready to go. And on the hill for the Cubs, Jameson Taillon.
Well, last year kind of around the league average in terms of ERA, and you know what? That's why you have 5 different spots in the starting rotation. You've got to have people round things out, and not everyone's going to pitch like a number 1 or number 2 every outing or every season. But last year, he gave his team an opportunity and a chance to win every time he took the mound on average. And when you look at that kind of performance, it has a place on every ball club.
Colton Wong in the box now. No balls and a strike. And that one fouled off. Next pitch is in the dirt. Ball 1. Good eye right there.
It's a good take.
The next offering misses. Ball 3.
You see how the catcher wanted that pitch up and in. Wanted to try to tie him up. That's the one thing we're seeing. That high fastball, you have to get it up there because of how hitters have changed their swings.
Kicks and fires. Got him swinging.
Good pitch right there. I mean, he's attacking a location that this guy at the plate tends to have trouble with. And there's just so much information in this day and age, sometimes too much information. But the guys that can take that information, process it, and then go out there, Boog, and execute the pitch, go right after that hitter and get the result that they were anticipating. That's really good pitching right there. And it's a good job of the pitcher and the catcher working together.
One down, base is empty. That one the other way. Calls it in, 2 away. And now we check out the Mariners lineup. This is an offense, Chris, that's having a hard time scoring runs right now.
Yeah, sometimes things just aren't going to click, and unfortunately what happens is guys press, they try to do a little bit more, and they get out of their game. You've got to let the game come to you. If you chase it, it's going to run from you. So this is a team that just needs to calm down, relax, and understand that they're going to come out of this.
That one to first. He'll do it himself. And the Mariners set down 1-2-3. Mariners are down in order. And now it'll be the Cubs' turn in a scoreless ball game. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show. Welcome back. And on the mound in this one, Luis Castillo. Chris, a sub-3 ERA for him a year ago.
Well, when your numbers are coming in under 3 as a starting pitcher that's going out there every 4th or 5th day, taking the ball, competing against really good big league hitters, it's extremely impressive. And you wonder what he figured out last year that he can carry into this season that can help him to maintain that number or even drop it lower. We'll see, but we know he's got good stuff, and he should be really good in this one today.
And he deals. Bubba Thompson, the next to hit, takes ball 1. That one's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Luis Castillo, a guy who debuted in 2017 with the Reds at 24 years old, multiple All-Star appearances, traded to the Mariners at the deadline in 2022. You think about that triple-digit fastball, but the changeup is the thing that stands out.
Yeah, and you could argue that he's got the best changeup in baseball. From the right side, it's like a Bugs Bunny pitch and works so well off of his fastball.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Righty delivers. Bounce to the right side. In plenty of time to first. 1 up, 1 down. Let's take a look at our lineup. The sluggers in this lineup might not be too happy about the fact that the wind is blowing in today, Chris.
Yeah, and you hear pitchers talk about how good it feels when the wind is at their back. And for hitters, you almost feel like beyond just the pitcher coming at you, you've got this other force coming against you. So important to try to get on top of the ball in terms of hitting line drives, maybe really hard ground balls with a good exit velocity that'll get you a base hit, because it's very frustrating. You just hit one on the screws, think it's going to go out of the ballpark, and a guy is camped underneath it in front of the warning track.
And the righty deals. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. And the right-hander deals. And now 2-2.
Caught a break right there. Pretty good pitch on the outside corner.
Two now. He goes down looking.
Well, just a beautiful fastball on the inside corner for that backwards K right there. I think the hitter saw it all the way coming from that opposite arm angle. So I got to think he was looking away and just got locked up by the hard stuff boring in on his hands.
Well, Bichette up to the dish. 1 for 4 with a double in yesterday's game. Castillo, a former All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a sinker, a changeup, and he works in a slider. Two outs. Right through there for a strike. And there's a ball.
1 strike.
On the ground, right side, and foul ball. Two. And he hits a ground ball right side. Dives, and he can't hang on. Oh, the throw is wild. And he'll make it to second base with 2 gone.
Well, you can't give him 2 errors on that play, but that's pretty much what it looked like. Tried to stay with it after the bobble, and he might have pulled it off with a good throw, but it's very easy to rush the throw when you don't field it cleanly. A lot of times guys don't have a good grip on it, and I think that was the case right there.
Man at second here with 2 away. Rafael Devers digs in now. Devers, the baby-faced assassin. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. and here it comes. Just off the outside part of the plate.
Well, no need to go right at this guy. First base is open. He can hurt you. So make him expand his zone. If he doesn't, give him a walk.
And a pitch. That one fouled off. Here comes a pitch. Hard hit right side, and it goes just foul. Two now. Next offering is outside. Dansby Swanson, the kind of bat that can make a big impact if they can keep it going here. At the belt and fires. Got him looking. And that is that. One left for the Cubs. Scoreless after one. Back here at the friendly confines. And now the center fielder, Julio Rodriguez.
Julio Rodriguez.
The pitch. And there's a strike. Got him swinging for the strikeout. He swung over top of the curveball.
Oh, there's a small sigh of relief right there. I mean, just to keep that speed off the base paths. It's not just the pitcher. It's other guys that have to think about it. From your infielders have to think about that runner potentially stealing, but also be in position to make a play. As an outfielder, you're thinking about a base hit to the outfield. I got to get to it quickly to try to keep this guy from taking an extra base. So I think everyone just a little more relaxed that he didn't reach base.
Teoscar Hernandez at the plate now. That's ball one. The wind of the pitch. And that one in the air center field. Bellinger makes the grab. 2 down. A.J. Pollock at the dish.
This lineup's going to have to find a way to make him work a little harder out there on the mound. I mean, he is just mowing them down. He's settling in. You got to make him uncomfortable. Maybe step out of the box, call timeout, do whatever it takes.
That's in for a strike.
Well, the key to his success is getting ahead early in the count. He cannot afford to go deep in the counts. Doesn't have a ton of swing and miss stuff, so he's going to have to work efficiently.
That one misses, and it's a ball and a strike. And that's in for a strike.
That's excellent location on the fastball right there early in this game. If he can do that all game, should be a good outing for him.
No score here in the second. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Nobody left for Seattle. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. And welcome back. We head to the bottom of the second. Here's the second baseman, Dansby Swanson.
Dansby Swanson.
Castillo back to work. Swinging a foul straight back. Yo one. And that's too high. Eric Summersgill with home plate duty in this one. Kind of known for being generous with the corners, Chris.
You know, I think that used to be a lot bigger deal in past eras where pitchers were working more in and out with their pitches. But yeah, we'll see if those corners come into play in this one. Hey, no pitcher's going to argue at all.
Next pitch is downstairs. What about an umpire's height? How much of a role does that play in your experience and what the strike zone is like?
Yeah, I think it pushes the strike zone up a little bit, which, you know, as a former hitter, you like that. You wanted the ball up. You didn't want to have to deal with stuff down in the zone consistently.
That one misses. 3-2 now. As the game has moved along, we see more and more information supplied by teams about the umpires. I've been in clubhouses where they have pictures of all four guys, nicknames, hometowns, and as well hobbies listed, just so you can kind of small talk the umpire a little bit.
That's great.
For the Cubs,
Bellinger up to hit.
He's hitting for that pop. Came out of the gates really strong.
Pitch misses inside. 1-0. That one missed. The pitch. Back up the middle and a base hit. Lead runner to second, so 2 on and nobody out.
Well, when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like he did right there.
And now it's William Contreras. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. And it's fouled away. Here comes the 0-1. Swings through that.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Swanson on second. Bellinger at first with no outs. And the 0-2.
Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And the 1-2 misses to even the count. Right-hander kicks, deals. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Batting eighth.
Here's Hosmer.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Pitch misses inside, and that's ball one. Left-hand batter waits. There's a strike. There's a 1-1. Right side, hard hit, and that's just foul. And another ball. Next offering in the dirt. 3-2 now. One out. Runners at first and second. The pitch. Lifted in the air, right center field. Hernandez on the move. Flashes the leather on the run and catch. And there's two down.
Yeah, that was a wasted RBI opportunity, but competitor like him, he is looking forward to making up for it in his next at bat.
Now, Sergio Alcantara. In there, and it's 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Now 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
The 1-1. There's a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
On the ground, and it's just foul. That was close. The 1-2. And a ball evens the count. Two down.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Bubba Thompson in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Gets a piece and stays alive. The pitch. And that one lifted in the air, center field. Rodriguez brings it in for the third out. Cubs strand a couple. We'll move to the third with no score. Here at Wrigley Field, on to the third inning, and stepping in for the Mariners, Eugenio Suarez. The right-hander back to work. And ball one. Suarez, a member of the 1,000 hit club, and they went out and made a trade for him last season. And the 1-0. That clips the corner. And 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Crushed in the air. Left center field. Way back there. No doubt about it. Eugenio Suarez blasts one out. Third home run of the season, and that gives him a lead. It's 1-0.
He dropped the barrel right there. Got a fastball down at the knees where he'd prefer it. So many times now guys are having to adjust to the elevated fastball. So I'm sure his eyes got big when he saw that one coming.
Here's Taylor Trammell. The outfield shifted pretty heavily towards right field.
So you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run. Go back to work. Focus on this next batter.
The pitch.
Absolutely frozen on that heater right down the middle, and that's a pitch you're just not getting back. Now he's in a tough spot, especially after falling behind on a good first pitch.
Left-hand hitter waits. Good eye right there. The wind and the pitch. And there's a ball. And a pitch. Swing and a miss. He swung over top of the curveball.
That right there is one of those breaking balls that you swing through and you feel like you should have done something with it or at least spoiled it away. But when it's breaking in on you like that, if the spin is tight enough, it can actually tie you up.
Now it's Tom Murphy. Good power, not great in the OBP department. And the pitch a little bit low, ball one. Murphy goes 6'1", hitting 9th in today's lineup, and he was a third-round pick back in 2012. The 1-0. In the air, right side. Thompson has a beat on it. Makes the catch. And there's 2 away.
Now batting, second baseman, Colton
Wong up to hit. He's 0 for 1. This is a guy you got to keep an eye on when he digs in. Definitely been known to drop a drag bunt from time to time, and he's pretty good at it, Chris.
Yeah, and he creates a sense of urgency for the defense because of the speed, because of the ability to put down that bunt.
Now you see even sluggers from time to time try and use the bunt really as a way to beat the shift. Next offering is in for a strike.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And takes low for ball one.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Now a bullet to second base, but he's got it to end the inning.
Well, that one was headed for the gap, but a nice leaping catch. He goes up, perfect timing, and that will end the inning.
Back here at Wrigley Field as we go to the last of the third. So up now for Chicago, Bubba Thompson. Thompson, 24 years old, usually in left, but today he's starting in right field. Line to second, snagged on the bounce. On to France. Awesome play there.
First of all, that's just a nice job to even get to that ball. And then even more impressive was the throw. Off balance, had to try to in the air, get his shoulders turned and make a strong throw. Does show off the strength of the arm. We're usually used to seeing that kind of arm strength from the shortstop.
Schwarber stands in now and watches strike one. Next offering down in the dirt. And now 2 balls and a strike. The wide to kick the pitch. Check swing, tried to hold up. Now an appeal to third. Nope, he held back. Comebacker to the mound. On to first. Schwarber out on the play.
The batter, number 11, shortstop,
Bo Bichette now at the plate. Reached on an infield single his first time. Fly ball to right. Hernandez settles underneath it. Puts the squeeze on that one. And that ends the inning. And the Cubs are down in order. Still behind by a count of 1-0. On the north side of Chicago, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton. Now it's the shortstop, J.P. Crawford.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect labeled over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
The wind of the pitch. In for a strike, and that's strike one. And the pitch. Good job to fight that one off. The 0-2. And that's in the dirt.
2 strikes.
And he grounds one to the right side. Swanson handles. Tosses to first. Leadoff hitter retired in the fourth.
The first baseman, Ty France.
So digging in, Ty France. 0 for 1. He grounded out to first his last time. Ty France, a pretty cool story. A 34th round pick in 2015 out of San Diego State. And in 2022, he was an all-star. And first offering is fouled off. Kicks and deals. Fouls one off out of play, back to our left.
It's so hard to slow yourself down when you see that juicy breaking ball, but the most success happens when you try to take that right back up the middle approach.
Here's the 0-2.
Ball.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Next one misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Line drive. Bellinger puts it away for the out. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting, the center fielder.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Julio Rodriguez. Struck out swinging his first time. That's down and in.
Well, he's so great about hitting the ball the other way. He gets those arms extended. So right there, just trying to straighten him up a little bit so he doesn't have as much outside plate coverage.
The next pitch misses. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, he looks more focused at the plate and working the count after that first at-bat strikeout.
Righty delivers. And it is 2-1.
1 strike.
And a foul ball. Next offering is downstairs.
Just not taking the bait right there, but a good pitch with 2 strikes.
Teoscar Hernandez up next for the Mariners. Two down, nobody on. Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk.
Boog, do you think you could draw a walk in the bigs if we gave you enough at bats?
Oh, that's a good question.
The right fielder,
I think that if they gave the pitcher a false scouting report on me, yes, I think I could draw a walk. Hernandez in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. Next offering is in for a strike.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike 3. Mariners leave 1, but they still lead it 1-0. Back here at the ballpark, here's the third baseman, Rafael Devers.
The third baseman, Rafael Devers.
Castillo back to work. And there's the strike.
He's been pitching well, but we'll see what kind of adjustment the hitters make this second time through the order. We'll know if he's got really good stuff in this one or not.
Here comes the 0-1. Just missed. And that's outside.
1 strike.
Kicks and fires. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Murphy pulls it down, and there's one down.
The batter, number 7, second baseman,
Dansby Swanson stands in. Good contact guy, good defender.
Swanson, former first-round pick by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Vanderbilt player in college, College World Series player, all that good stuff, but really coming into his own.
Swing and a miss. Strike one.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Murphy makes the grab, and there's 2 gone.
the center fielder, number 25, Cody.
Here's
Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger. The outfield shifted pretty heavily towards right field. And first offering is fouled off. Tap dances out of the way of that one. And a 1-1.
That's ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
They say you win.
2-2 the count.
The 2-2. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. The high heat too much on that one. Cubs are down quietly, and it remains 1-0. Welcome back. We go to the top of the 5th, and now for Seattle, A.J. Pollock.
A.J. Pollock.
And here it comes. He was late there. Strike one.
Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound. See if he continues to climb the ladder.
And it's 1-1. There's a strike. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Righty to the plate. And it's even up.
Really nice slider right there, sweeping across the dish, but just couldn't hang the edge.
Sets him down on strikes. Clipped the bottom of the zone with a curve for strike 3.
Ah, the Uncle Charlie Boog kept it up his sleeve the entire bat until the 6th pitch. Snapped it off, dropped it in there, and just frozen.
What's with the Uncle Charlie nickname? I mean, people use it all the time. Doesn't feel like it's common knowledge as to why.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like something we could find on the interweb, though.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But why not like Uncle Carl or something like that? Uncle Curly.
Uncle Boog.
Well, but then what would it be, a breaking ball? Suarez in the box with one away as he takes ball 1. He's already homered in this one. And he deals. Just off the inside edge. Is there a little wrinkle to that? I think there was.
Yeah. Little slider action.
Now 3-0.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
And that's ball 4.
That just came apart right there. 4-pitch walk, and guy at the plate was not going to help him out by swinging at something out of the zone.
Now it's the Mariners DH, Taylor Trammell. He was a strikeout victim his first time. In there for strike 1.
Man, I mean, nice job just presenting it to be better than it actually was.
The 0-1. And that one wrapped foul. And the righty deals. Off the mark there. Now 1-2. Here comes a pitch. And now 2-2. The other way, and that one gets down. Fair ball. Lead runner makes the turn at second. Lead runner holds at third, so 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 out.
Seeing some good swings from him right now with consecutive extra base hits. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
1 down. Tom Murphy up next for the Mariners. And that's in there for strike 1.
0-1's the count.
And the pitch. And that gets the top of the zone for a strike.
Getting a little frustrated with the strike zone.
Suarez on third. Trammell over at second with 1 down. That misses. It's a ball and 2 strikes. At the belt and fires. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Misses it. The bender for the strikeout.
Well, that's a curveball that people like to describe as a hammer or Uncle Charlie, and you can see why. It's not a looping slow curve. He throws it hard, and it gets plenty of bite on the end.
Colton Wong up next for the Mariners. And there's a foul ball. Second and third, 2 down. That catches the zone for a strike, and it's 0-2. Fights it off. He'll see another. And a pitch. In the dirt. Well done behind the dish. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. Two on, 2 outs. Goes down looking. No runs, a hit, 2 left. Home half of the 5th coming up. It's the Mariners 1 and the Cubs nothing. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Now it's going to be William Contreras.
William Contreras.
The pitch. Ball 1 there. There's a strike. Hard hit, base hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. The ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
And now it's Eric Hosmer. And that is in for a strike. That's strike 1. Runner at first with no outs here. Out to short, into the outfield, base hit. Lead runner holds up. They're at first and second with nobody out.
Not much to this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep. Now a pretty big at bat coming up with a chance to even this ball game up.
First and second, no outs. Sergio Alcantara, the next Cub to hit. 0 for 1 so far. And first offering is fouled off. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Everyone here understands just how quickly things could change.
Not even close there. And the count is 1-2. First and second here, no outs. And now it's even up. Bullpen action for the Cubs. Keegan Thompson getting ready to go. Comes a 2-2. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. Here's Bubba Thompson. And there's no doubt that they'll feed off the energy from this crowd, right?
I mean, yeah, I'd say the intensity level has gone up a few notches for sure. At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
On the ground, out to short. Sneaks through, base hit. Heading for the plate. Here's the throw. Safe at the plate. It's 1-1.
Well, here we are, third time through the order, and this is where we see the OPS jump up. Manager might have to go to the bullpen a little bit sooner than he anticipated.
Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. That's a strike. Oh, 1 down. And that one is lifted in the air. That's back. And it's into the bleachers. Out of here. Kyle Schwarber goes deep. Home run number 5 on the season. And the Cubs have the lead now. It's 4-1.
Changeup up in the zone is a hitter's dream. It's a BP fastball, but you're playing in real time. Most times, the pitcher's asking for a new baseball, just like right there.
Bo Bichette gets a chance to hit. 1 for 2.
Well, a really rough inning out there on the mound. And this is one of those where you learn a lot about a guy's toughness and his ability to turn the page and keep pressing forward.
The pitch. Check swing, tried to hold up, now an appeal to first. And yes, he offered at it. Still only 1 out here in the inning. Next offering upstairs. that one upstairs. And he walked him.
Pitch count's getting up there now, and not saying that's the reason for this walk, but this is the point in the game when every sign of wavering starts to get everyone's attention.
And here comes Scott Service as he's ready to make a change on the mound. Luis Castillo won't go any further. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound. Righty reliever out of the pen, Isaiah Campbell.
So at this point of the ball game, we're talking about middle innings, and you need a little length out of this arm coming out of the bullpen. We'll see just how many outs he's able to give his skipper.
Man aboard, and here is Devers. That one's in there, 0-1. Some activity in the Mariners bullpen. Chris Flexen appears to be getting ready for manager Scott Service. Saucedo warming up as well. The 0-1. And downstairs. Right-hander kicks, deals. There's a strike. Bichette at first, one gone. And now the count is even.
Good miss with that changeup away. He needs a ball on the ground for a double play. Minimize the potential threat right here. On the hitter's side, nice job of laying off that pitch.
Inside, 3-2 the count. Bichette goes. The 3-2 is off the outside edge, and that is ball 4.
The batter, number 7.
And up next for Chicago, Dansby Swanson, a guy who makes an impact not just at the plate but also in the field. First pitch just misses. Grounder might be 2, and he can't come up with it. He decides to hold on to it, and the defense comes away with nothing.
Well, that grounder up the middle made it a little more challenging than a routine ball right at him, but it's definitely a play you expect to make as a middle infielder, and I'm sure he wants that one back, but for now, you just got to get ready for the next one and make a play.
1 out, bases loaded, and up to the plate comes Cody Bellinger. And first offering is fouled off. Base hit and a run in to score. Another scores. 2 runs in on the play, and the lead is up to 5.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
Runners on the corners with one gone. William Contreras getting ready to hit.
He is a talented player. His big brother Wilson has voiced that his little brother may end up being better than he is.
First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
Well, in this situation with runners on, you've got to get ahead in the count so that you can dictate the rest of the at bat. Nice job right there.
The 0-1. That one lifted to left. Pollock has this one sized up. He's got it. Runner tags from third. The throw is offline, and he's in to score. And it's now a 6-run lead.
Man, there's a sac fly to bring home another run in this inning. These guys are just piling it on. We're seeing some really quality at-bats out of this team right now.
Now it's Eric Hosmer. Now this is in the air down the line. Right-handed reliever. There's a strike. And the right-hander deals. Got him. That's the third out. Inning over. But they take the lead on a huge 7-run outburst. We're through 5. It's the Cubs 7 and the Mariners 1. Here at Wrigley Field, top of the 6th inning. Digging in, J.P. Crawford.
Well, every pitcher wants run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some guys. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse, go after hitters and get quick outs.
The pitch. Started after it. Appeal to third. And he went around. Ruled to swing. That one missed. And it's even up.
2 strikes.
Left-hand batter waits. That misses. Full count now.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with the 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
Left-hand hitter waits. Swing and a ground ball out to short. On the run, throw to first. And that's 1 out as they get the leadoff hitter in the 6th.
Good fade and sinking action in that changeup. Got that hitter to roll over.
And up next for Seattle, Ty France. France, 28 years old. And he was selected to the All-Star game last year. That hits the dirt, and it's 1-0.
I can't play around with him here. It's a 6-run lead at this point. Got to attack hitters, even if you give up a solo shot.
That one ripped, but foul. And another ball. Next offering upstairs.
3 balls, 1 strike.
On the ground to Devers. Sends it across to first. 2 quick outs to open the top of the 6th.
The center fielder, Julio Rodriguez.
2 outs, base is empty. Julio Rodriguez up next for the Mariners. Rodriguez measures 6 feet 4 inches, 230 pounds, and he was born in the Dominican Republic. And the first offering is not close.
Where do you even begin with the talent we've seen from the Dominican Republic? Vladdy, Big Papi, Pedro, the list goes on and on.
And that one clips the corner. On the ground to third. Out number 3. And 1, 2, 3 go the Mariners. They're down 7-1. Bottom of the 6th. And now the DH, Sergio Alcantara.
The designated hitter.
Campbell, a 6'4" righty, 25 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2019. The pitch. And a good eye there.
You know, these Cubs showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. The numbers say their chase rate, or swings at pitches outside the zone, is under 25%. And I think it's a big reason why they're scoring runs.
The pitch. That one missed. Now 3-0.
By not chasing out of the zone, they're getting good pitches to hit. When you can do that, you have a much better chance to square up the baseball and do damage like they have so far.
Next pitch in for a strike. 3-1. The wind and the pitch. And that one clips the corner.
Full count.
Three-two. And it's ball 4. He missed down low.
Looked like a questionable call in that spot. He even seemed a little surprised it went his way at the plate. But as a hitter, you'll take that all day.
So up next, Bubba Thompson. 1 for 3. Gets the call. And that is strike 1. And a pitch. Good eye right there. And here it comes. That one the other way. Dives for the bag. Got him. Double play.
Now batting, left fielder
And next for the Cubs, Kyle Schwarber. He's already homered here in this one. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Just missed.
This batter has to understand his job is to get on base however he can. If he gets hit by a pitch, if he walks, maybe even singles, but you want to get the heart of the order up to the plate.
And that one fouled off. Next pitch is outside. Next offering is fouled back. The wind of the pitch. Strike three. Got him looking on the changeup. Top of inning number 7. And now Teoscar Hernandez.
Teoscar Hernandez.
The wind of the pitch. Ball 1, no strikes. Ground ball right side. Gets it to first. That's the first out, the top of the 7th.
Number 8, A.J. Pollock.
A.J. Pollock, the next to hit. Who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Hey. 0-1.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Kicks and fires. Bounce to third. Throw sails over his head at first. And he'll reach second with 1 away.
That's a dangerous throw for the first baseman to try to handle right there. Exposed him to a potential collision, and we've all seen some of the ugly ones over the years on plays similar to that one. So it's great. Nothing came out of that other than the throwing error.
And Eugenio Suarez up to hit now. He's already homered in this game.
I always remember watching Johan Santana pitch, and when he was in his prime, you would see a lot of guys out in front, right-handers pulling that change up in the stands and then fouling the fastball the opposite field up into the stands.
Next offering misses, and the count even 1-1.
Just could not get in sync and even guess right. When you talk about guessing in the game, it's really anticipation and sort of going with what the highest probability pitch, velocity, location at that point of the at-bat is.
The 1-1 is upstairs, and it's 2-1. Righty delivers. Hard on the ground to first. And he takes it himself for the out.
The batter, the designated hitter, Taylor Trammell.
Next is the designated hitter, Taylor Trammell.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
On the ground. That's out number 3. This one pretty well decided at this point. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. It's the Cubs 7 and the Mariners 1. And welcome back. And the batter will be the shortstop, Bo Bichette. Campbell back to work. And ball 1. Action in the bullpen for Seattle. Chris Flexen appears to be getting loose. Next offering upstairs. The wide to kick the pitch. Inside, just missed. Three-0 down. And that's in for a strike.
Helpful.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
He's really good hitting the baseball the other way, so credit the pitcher for having him out in front of that pitch. Clearly he had him fooled.
And here is Devers. And first offering is fouled off. And he deals. And it's 1-1.
Outside.
And a pitch.
82. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And a ball evens the count. Here's a 2-2. And down on strikes he goes. 2 away. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the frame, and that's now 3 in a row.
Yeah, he's really settling in and getting a feel for his pitches, throwing them where he wants to right now. So we'll see how long he can keep this streak going.
Now it's the second baseman, Dansby Swanson. In there for strike 1. Righty to the plate. That one drifts inside. This to center field. Rodriguez heads towards it. Puts the squeeze on that one, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs, and they're on top 7-1. We're at the top of the 8th. So here's Murphy now.
The catcher, number 2, Tom Murphy.
And the right-hander back to work. That one missing inside. Tyon still out there to pitch the 8th and working with a big lead.
He's been excellent, really on his game in this one, and at this point he wants to finish what he started.
Next offering is fouled back. Is there a debate to be had about shutting him down, maybe to preserve some bullets given the score?
Absolutely. When you consider over the course of a long season, guys putting a lot of stress on that elbow, on that shoulder, but you also have to pry the ball out of a hand of a guy like this because he's so competitive.
2 strikes.
And the pitch. And that's in the dirt. Now 2-2. That to right. Thompson should have this one. Makes the grab. And there's one away.
Now batting, the second baseman, Colton.
So the batting order turns over. Colton Wong digs in now. And a foul ball. And a pitch. Now 1-1.
1 strike.
Kicks and deals. That one pulled foul. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. And the righty deals.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Starting to go after it. Now a look down to third. No swing. He held up. Carl Dixon with the call there. The pitch. And there's ball 4.
Oh, looking for a swing and miss right there, or for the ump to help him out and make a call with that last pitch, but neither happened. Close pitch, but a good take to earn that walk.
J.P. Crawford up next for the Mariners. There's a strike.
Well, he threw that fastball right by him. Gives him a little bit of confidence, but in the back of your mind, you got to think, is he trying to set me up for later in this at bat?
Wong stands at first with 1 out. Next offering is in for a strike.
That curveball's been a big pitch for him today. He's been able to get ahead in the count with it. He's also been able to use it to put guys away.
And the right-hander deals. The punch out there. 2 away now.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
France stands in with 2 away as he takes a ball. And that's through there for a strike. The 1-1. And that's outside. That one is upstairs. Julio Rodriguez waiting for a turn at the plate. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
He just hasn't had great command of his pitches in this one. Definitely more walks than you'd like to see.
Julio Rodriguez up next for the Mariners. Out. Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. So out of the pen comes the right-hander, Keegan Thompson. This is his first appearance of the season.
71, Keegan Thompson.
In there, and it's 0-1. 2 outs, a couple of base runners at first and second. The 0-1. And that one almost got him. Two outs. Gets him to chase after that one.
You tie a guy up like that, you're feeling like you are in command.
First and second, 2 down. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Swings and misses, struck him out. Back here at Wrigley Field, out of the bottom of the 8th. So up now for Chicago, Cody Bellinger.
Bellinger.
The right-hander back to work. And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike 1. And a strike in there. Not close with that one. Now 1-2. And there's a ball. Next offering is down low.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
The 3-2 is off the outside edge, and that is ball 4.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count, but I guess he saw it really well. It's a really nice plate appearance.
Here's the catcher, William Contreras. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. On the ground, 2 ball. Wong tossed to second. How about that double play?
Up next is the Cubs, the first baseman, Eric.
2 outs, base is empty. And now the first baseman, Eric Hosmer. And that's in there for strike 1. The pitch. He swings and fouls one off. Oh, 2 now. Got him. And he's down on strikes for the second time today. Back here at the friendly confines. Here's Teoscar Hernandez.
Teoscar Hernandez.
The wind and the pitch. Just missed. Thompson, in his second season, he features a 4-seam fastball, a cutter, a curve, a changeup, and he works in a 2-seamer. Next offering is in for a strike.
In this situation, you expect the batters to be a little more patient, possibly take until they get a strike. With that, you don't want to miss your opportunity to get ahead early in the count. He didn't right there.
The pitch. On the ground, right side. Swanson fires over to first. And Hernandez is out.
The left fielder, number 8, A.J.
And stepping in for the Mariners, A.J. Pollock. Fought off foul. Next offering is down low. 1-1. Right-hander kicks, deals. And that one hit to first. Hosmer takes it to the bag. Now only 1 out remaining.
Up next is Seattle, the third baseman,
Eugenio Suarez up to the plate now. The outfield playing him to pull, with the center fielder positioned in that left center field gap. And a base hit up the middle.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time, good balanced approach, and just blasted it through the infield.
Next to hit, Taylor Trammell. That one's in there, 0-1. Swing and a miss, and he was fooled.
Definitely not going to make his highlight tape.
And a swing and a miss, and that is the ball game.
After 4 wins in a row, you start to think a little bit that you're on a roll, and that's the momentum that just takes on a life of its own. Guys start hitting up and down the lineup. You never know who's going to come up with the big hit, who's going to come out of the bullpen and get the big outs, but it's a good feeling, and you want to extend it.
And a 7-1 finish in this one. The Cubs go home a winner. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.
Here now is the final line score tonight. First for the victorious Chicago Cubs. 7 runs.